avant-garde. Do we need it? It's helpful to understand some kind of movements and dynamics, I think, even today. Yeah, even if it seems a bit of a old term. So I try to go slowly through. The term is closely linked to describing the movement in art history. So all these avant-gardes follow each other, and there's a coherent underlying logic that is maybe then only understood afterwards. So after realism, impressionism, pointillism, cubism, and then we somehow end up in conceptualism as the kind of like total reached autonomy. Yeah, and from that point on, we are facing a post-avant-garde scenario. And but first question is, of course, how do you make an avant-garde? How do you become part of it? That's then people decide. You are in, you are out. And yeah, but the avant-gardes, of course, linked to some formal, philosophical, political kind of like contextual questions. Yeah, so they're not kind of free floating and then just in laboratories are developed. So they are embedded in a wide cultural context, and they need to be also understood. Even if it's good to understand the formal kind of like steps forward, they also need to be then understood and in their kind of like contemporary context. I just saw this feature film called Pollock and Pollock about the Pollock brothers from the perspective of Charles Pollock, who's the older brother. The oldest brother of four of them, the other paint three of them, and Jackson Pollock, of course. Yeah. So on one side you have this world famous troubled art star who dies then in a car accident, and then you have Charles, who in a way over many, what is it, 1902, so 80 years of practice. Yeah. So that is not really visible for most of the people, because that's what the perspective of art history does. It wants four people in each room, and the rest is kind of taken away. So it was really nice to see and to look at a practice that wasn't in the sunlight of attention. So if we say avant-garde, we need to also understand, despite there is a step forward, all the other kind of like styles, forms, understandings, and conceptions are alive. People continue. Yeah, people continue to practice. There are little groups that still make concrete paintings, and they insist on their philosophy of how to make a concrete painting. What, of course, happens with the post-avant-garde and the kind of like renegotiating the gained autonomy and giving it up in relating to certain realities, the need for avant-gardes is not there anymore, because there is no battle, there's not one line, there is a kind of like, it's spread into the room, and doesn't make any sense that we battle against abstract and figurative. Yeah. What comes up then, and that is also linked to kind of the industrialization of the fine art economy, is that we have now to deal with economical elites, yeah, where the main question is, are you in or are you out? Are you thinking the right? Are you in the right network? And are you reading the same magazine? Yeah, so that is a kind of like, I would go, it's the economical elite, but it's also an arrogance of avant-garde. And that is borrowed from 50 years ago, that what you hear, what the concept artists did to each other, or to the people who just get out of it, is kind of like has a certain brutality to it too. Yeah. So I think that's where I maybe could finish off. Yeah. The arrogance of the avant-garde. Have a very good day.